What's up, guys? It's me to Flex Muscle. Tune in live on Monday. We're doing a women's only episode. You already know what it is. Hey, it's gonna be me and Lisa and a special guest. So you gotta tune in to figure out who the special guest is. And if you guys have any questions for ladies only, now's the time to write them down. Ooh, bars. Anyways, so today's episode is about suffering. Life is suffering, whether you want to believe it or not. I promise you, you probably have more bad times than good, and that sucks. But hey, it is what it is. Right now, in these 2 seconds, I'm joyful. So tune in and find that one thing that makes you happy.
So explain to me when you told me that life is suffering. What does that mean?
Oh,
I'm timestamping stuff as we go now. I'm on it now. I'm not playing no games.
no worries. So yeah, life is just suffering. Everything that we go through on a daily basis, we're suffering, and I think it's because we're supposed to be suffering. We're not supposed to be comfortable because we should be looking forward to better days, right? That's usually what we're always looking forward to.
To something better.
Yeah, exactly. Not that we're not grateful in this moment. But there seems to always be a time where we're down. Like, I mean, I would love to meet one person where they haven't had a bad time in their day. And they might not dwell on it. Like, I have never met anyone where if you ask them and they're totally honest with you, they tell you the best thing of their day when they begin. You know what I mean? Usually they'll be like, oh my gosh, and start venting or whatever it is. But then we start to like dwell on that, right? But the context that I think I told you was in a relationship status. So it was like, if I'm in a relationship with someone and we're boyfriend and girlfriend, it's basically like life is suffering and there's going to be bad times no matter what, but it's choosing a person that you would want to suffer with.
And we're suffering because Eve ate the apple, right?
No. You can put that into the context, yes. And it wasn't an apple, it was a fruit. But anyways, you can put that in context because yes, if you're a believer and you read the Bible, you're looking forward to going to heaven, right? And being at peace and being reunited with your loved ones. That's not even for sure in the Bible that you're going to be reunited with your loved ones. But anyways, you're going to be reunited with God and Jesus and, you know what I mean, being the Spirit. So, yes, you can put it in that context where, yes, we're suffering here on earth. It's violent. It's, you know, crazy. It's wicked. People die every day. It's just horrible. Or you can put it in the context of your life. Like I said, I mean, I have never met anybody who has a great, perfect day.
Because usually they lie about it and they say, oh yeah, it was a great day, but they're not really being honest.
They go home and cry themselves to sleep.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. But again, or in the context of relationships where I was saying, I mean, our lives basically, not that they suck, but we're suffering because we're not where we want to be. I mean, but we're never going to be where we want to be. But at the same time, it's choosing to suffer with someone else in that relationship.
And even the most successful people know what they're going to be, right?
Even those
successful people suffer. Yes, we were talking about that last time. How people on YouTube or wherever, you know, they're broadcasting their lives, but at the end of the day, you know, they're crying themselves to sleep in their Bugatti or whatever.
Absolutely. I think this all speaking of like life suffering and all that. This also ties in with the last thing about the key to our door. Well, the next topic is basically says life is an endless search for that one thing.
I had one thing to say in relation to what Mina was talking about. I have written something down in my notes as you were talking about that. And the one thing I thought of is life is getting broken down on the daily and mustering up the strength to keep pushing. Whatever you find to be that strength, you know, is different. It varies upon person. But, you know, you're going to be getting thrown a lot of curveballs and, you know, you're going to keep moving, but everybody's motivation and, you know, is different.
Exactly. This pretty much kind of ties to the last thing too. Life is pretty much a search. It's a constant search for that thing. And since we already talked about like the key to our door and what's gonna unlock it, but pretty much this is pretty much saying Well, okay. Well, once you have the key and once you open up the door, what is on the other side? That's what this quote is basically saying. What is on the other side? What is that thing then? That endless search for that one thing. And what is it though? Now that you have the key, now that you've opened it. Imagine that you're on the other side now. What do you see? Anybody want to start? What do you see?
I said love.
Love is on the other side. Explain. Love, just love, like love. You love, like love. What kind of love?
Yeah, that feeling. Just that feeling.
Just the feeling.
Yeah, love is everything. Like, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel joy. It makes you feel like you don't need anything else in the whole wide world. It completes you.
Yeah.
It heals you. It, binds you to other people.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
just love.
All right. Souls, what about you? What's on the other side? When you open the door,
I
what's
would
there?
say, mine's more like due to like my career and stuff. I would say success and like Grammys and stuff like that, and like recognition for
Yes, sir.
my work in the music industry. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? Yeah.
Absolutely. Rashawn, what's on the other side?
On the other side.
What's
Commitment.
past that door that you just opened?
Commitment.
You
Oh!
hear that? Commitment.
Not only just relationships, but like in
Might
general.
skip to another, since he just said that. That reminds me of
Yeah, because
commitment. Wait, hold on. Where is it?
For me personally, what's on the other side of the door are the non-tangible things that I wake up every day and plot how I'm going to attain, which is similar to what Soul said, which was like for him was getting to that level that he wants to get at, getting that recognition, attaining or reaching certain accolades. For me, it's just I see growth on the other end. I see getting to new heights. Me personally, that's what I believe would be on the other end of that.
For me, I think when I open this door, I've thought about this for a long time, and I could never figure out anything. I could never have an answer. I never saw anything until recently. Recently, when I started doing different things, when I started boxing, when I started doing this like YouTube stuff, I finally mustered up something in my mind that looked somewhat obtainable. That looked like it just came to me out of nowhere. I just stood on my bed and I saw everything. Like I could see like, the lights, the cameras, the flashing. I could see, huh?
I said, do we need a key to know the answer?
No. I saw it all. Like it was like I could see like,
It was the awakening.
It was that thing that I've been like missing, because I could think about everything else in my life and sort of like just see where things are going, but the one thing I could never know for certain, and one thing that I could never picture was how my life was gonna go, how my future was, because I didn't even know what I was doing. So how could you possibly know what your future's gonna look like if you don't even know what you're doing, and like you don't even know where it's going?
What did you feel it was going to be?
I mean,
Even if you can't,
before I always thought just like I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to school and to get my criminal justice and acting bachelor, and I'm gonna do that. Like we have this idea coming out of high school that like we're just gonna do this and this and this and this and go here, but it doesn't work like that. Like that's not life's not linear like that. This isn't a video game where you just have the two paths in front of you and you just have to choose one and that's it throughout the rest of the game. Like this isn't that. This is multi-layered. This is, things happen. And I had this conversation with an old friend back in like high school, older days, my old high school, and he was like, he said, like everybody like changes their major at least one, like you're gonna end up, he bet me, he was like, you're gonna end up changing your major. This is when we're like freshman, sophomore in high school. He was like, when you get to college, you're gonna change your major, I guarantee you. And I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, definitely.
I was like, I'm not, because I know like from a young age, I thought I knew like what I wanted to do and what my path was. Now, I never changed my major, but all I did was add one. I didn't change it at all. But it was just the way I just thought to myself, like, was I really doing this just because I just wanted to prove a point? Just because I wanted to like prove someone wrong? Like that I never wanted to like sheer off my path because I thought that was going to put me behind. But in a way, not doing what you need to be doing early on actually puts you further behind than ahead. You need to make those decisions earlier. But it doesn't happen for everybody at the same time. And so now I see, now that I started boxing and stuff, now that's what I see. When I stood on my bed and like I don't know. I looked around and I could see, like, I saw success. I saw like all the everything that I had worked for, all the anger that I would put inside of a ring, and I would just leave it there forever and never look back at it again. And I told myself that, like, once I let out all this anger that I've held in for years, like everything, once it's all out on the table and I leave it all in that ring, that's it. I'm done. And I could walk away from it and be happy. I'll walk away from it. Not saying I'm not happy now, but I'm saying I could walk away with it and that's it. Like, I don't have to look back on that anymore. I don't have to hold it in anymore. It's done.
It's just raising his hand.
I was gonna interrupt my man.
Are you about to cry?
I have a question. How did you come to that conclusion?
What conclusion?
That's what it was gonna be. That you're
It just came to it. I don't know. It was just
the ring. You're like, I'm gonna take it to the ring and I'm gonna leave it all up there. Like, this sounds like the plot to a movie right now. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong right now.
It just like, it was weird because it was like, because I've only been like training with the strength for like a month, and like even so that whole month was like some of the best times I've ever had. Like it was, and just the fact of like how like quick like I was getting stuff down and like and just like because I wanted it. That's why. And I felt like I just feel like I'm getting to an age where, like, you know, the clock is always ticking. I'm 23 years old. Like, it's time to start making moves. It's time to start doing things. And even though it is really late for me to even be doing it, it is late because you know, a lot of people get into the like way younger. Some people start at like 7, 9 years old, like amateurs and stuff. That so it is late, but it's not.
You can't teach.
It's not too late.
Somebody what they got that's in here. Somebody who can start at 27 might be better than somebody. You know, they might learn the ins and outs quicker than somebody.
Well, that's the thing. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work. And I learned that there's a quote. I mean, Mike Tyson said it best. He said discipline is the biggest thing that you need in a boxing ring, because he said discipline allows you to beat somebody who's better than you. Because if someone's better than you skill wise, but you work harder than them and you just have more grit, more heart, more determination, you can win. And anything's possible in boxing. Like, literally anything's possible, especially when you go higher up in weight. Like, one equalizer, one shot is really all it takes and you're done. Like, that's all it takes sometimes. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And so I'm willing to take that chance. Like, and just how me training, like, I felt like a passion that I never felt before. And it was like, this is something that I really wanted. And then I started thinking about my future. I started thinking about the things I wanted. I started thinking about the people around me and who I wanted to support. And then I just got even more hungry for it. Like, it just made me more like, I felt that, like, that competitive spirit that I haven't felt in a long time, since I did sports back in high school, that I had lost recently, because I just didn't have it anymore. I felt like I didn't, because after track, that really, like, brought my spirit lower because I got hurt and I wasted, like, an entire season pretty much doing nothing. And that, like, I didn't have that same passion anymore. I didn't have that same fire because it kind of killed it. Same thing with the restaurant industry. Like, that's, my passion's been killed with that. Like, I'm kind of just beating a dead horse working in the restaurant industry right now. It's been done. Like, I felt like I had nowhere else to go. Like, this is like my last resort. Something, I needed to find something.
You feel like you kind of plateaued?
Yeah, I felt like I needed to find something. Like, something something to where my life was gonna, like, I felt like just my back is against the wall. Like, that's why. And like boxing, like, you always feel like your back is against the wall, and it was just perfect. It was like just a perfect match, because like I felt like that passion again. I felt that spirit again, and I knew, like, this is something I need to put everything into. This is something I need to, like, and it's a win-win situation, you know. I get my physical shape back. Something I've always wanted to do is get my physical shape back. It's a win-win. I train this. I get to learn a skill that can put me in a very, you know, profitable situation, and, you know, get my physical shape in tuned as well at the same time. It's like, it's just perfect.
Killing two birds with one stone.
Killing two birds with one stone, exactly. And so that's pretty much, that's my thing. That's my, you know, my, what's behind my door. is just that. So
Like that quote.
what?
You said life isn't linear.
Yeah, life isn't linear. It's not straight. It can go any which way. It's not. It's not just someone comes and hands you a quest marker and you just have to you follow it for the rest of your life and that's it. That's what they want. That's what this world is meant to design you for you to do. It's designed that way. That's why our school systems haven't changed.
Saying the one why
hundreds of
people keep
years.
saying like if the Earth is flat or not and stuff like that.
Mina, was that you that I might completely be mistaken who told me this recently. When saying about school teaching you to be a worker, not really teaching you to be an entrepreneur.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Sorry it's so late. It's my fault. But do not forget, tune in this Monday. We have play-by-play the women's experience. You don't want to miss it. All the questions that you've ever thought of that you wanted to ask a female or females, you can get answered on Monday, the 8th. Tune in, 8 p.m. 8 at 8. It's going to be great.